I got out of class like what, 40 minutes ago? I didn't think I was gonna be here because usually my class lasts like 3 hours. Today they cut it a little bit short, so I'm gonna, you know what, bet I'm gonna get my work done, get to streaming, because I haven't streamed as consistent as I thought. How was the homework?
A few minutes later.
I'll put the sound effects over this when we start. I feel like we might get like 15 or something. No. 6. See what 6 is. SCP-939 old AI. It's not a long video, so we're gonna have like probably do three or 4 more draws, maybe. Old AI. I don't know what it's gonna do, but we gonna see what it's talking about.
Item number SCP-079. Object class Euclid. Special containment.
Ooh, another Euclid. Okay, remember last video with the infinite IKEA, we went through the same, you know, type, you know, Euclid. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Also, I know I was wearing a tank top last episode. This is not the same tank top, if you were wondering. But if you weren't, carry on.
Procedures. SCP-079 is packed away in a double-locked room in the secure general holding area at Site-15, connected by a 120 VAC power cord to a small array of batteries and solar panels. Staff with level 2 or higher clearance may have access to SCP-079. Under no circumstances will SCP-079 be plugged into a phone line, network, or wall outlet. No peripherals or media or phone line.
Make sure I got this right.
Under no circumstances will SCP-079 be plugged into a phone line, network, or wall outlet.
Is that how it spreads? They might explain that though, but that might be a...
You get 2 videos to watch.
Wait, why are you doing the wheel for me? He put the wheel on his phone. Why?
No peripherals or media will be connected or inserted into SCP-079. Description: SCP-079 is an Exidy Sorcerer microcomputer, built in 1978. In 1981, its owner, deceased, a college sophomore, took it upon himself to attempt to code an AI. According to his notes, his plan was for the code to continuously evolve and improve itself as time went on. His project was completed a few months later, and after some tests and tweaks, he lost interest and moved on to a different brand of microcomputer. He left SCP-079 in his cluttered garage, still plugged in, and forgot about it for the next 5 years.
5 years? You can't forget about something that long. 5 years?
It is not known when SCP-079 gained sentience, but it is known that the software has evolved to a point that its hardware should not be able to handle it, even in the realm of fantasy. SCP-079 realized this and, in 1988, attempted to transfer itself through a landline modem connection into the Cray supercomputer located at... The device was cut off, traced to its present address, and delivered to the Foundation. The entire AI was on a well-worn but still workable cassette tape. SCP-079 is currently connected via RF cable to a 13-inch black and white television. It has passed the Turing test and is quite conversational, though very rude and hateful in tone. Due to the limited memory it has to work with, SCP-079 can only recall information it has received within the previous 24 hours, although it hasn't forgotten its desire to escape. Due to a containment breach by SCP-07...
What the hell is that?
To escape. Due to a containment breach by SCP-079 and SCP-682 were contained within the same chamber for 43 minutes. Observers noticed that SCP-682 was able to type and communicate with SCP-079, including telling of personal stories between themselves. While SCP-079 was not able to remember the encounter, it appears to have permanently stored SCP-682 into its memory, often asking to speak to him again. Addendum 1. 054.
Maybe because they both old, like ancient, like, was it 682? SCP-682 just seemed like it was an old ass animal. It's like living in dinosaur times, but not really, but just an ancient animal, you know, that's probably extinct or is about to be extinct. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's how they bonded, because they both old.
01/27/2006 directed that SCP-079 be incinerated to remove any possible future threat.
Oh, you have no
matter
idea?
how
Oh, man,
unlikely.
I probably don't at all.
Addendum 2, 059, 01/28/2006. Previous order overridden. Dr. wishes to see if the artificial intelligence in SCP-079 is capable of reaching further in its current state. Addendum 3, 054, 03/14/2008. Over concern of the increased activity of SCP-079's use of its cassette tape memory and its limited useful lifespan, the cassette containing SCP-079 has been transferred to a customized, access speed limited hard disk drive with 700 megabytes capacity. This provides
Pretty small.
SCP-079 with significantly faster access to its memory, which the AI immediately noticed. It was also decided by General that the volatile storage occupied by SCP-079, which was 660K, be increased to 768K. This upgrade has increased its effective recall from 24 hours to 29 hours, although SCP-079 has also taken a more aggressive tone. All outside hardware and software used in this procedure were subsequently incinerated. Addendum 4, 054, 04/28/2008. SCP-079's ability to recall information has increased from 29 hours to roughly 35 hours. The consensus theory is that the AI has devised a greatly improved compression scheme to store its memory. This appears to have somewhat impacted the speed at which it accesses its memory, though still far faster than with its old cassette tape. This spontaneous improvement introduces the possibility of a runaway singularity effect in SCP-079's intelligence and ability to adapt and respond to threats. SCP-079's capabilities must be monitored closely to ensure that containment can be maintained. Document 079, Log 12. Recorded transcript of conversation with SCP-079. Doctor, are you awake? SCP-079. Awake. Never sleep. Doctor, do you remember talking to me a few hours ago about the logic puzzles? SCP-079. Logic puzzles. Memory at 9F. Yes. Doctor, you said you would work on the two-stat SCP-079. Interrupt. Request reason as to imprisonment.
Oh.
Doctor, you aren't imprisoned. You are just in study.
Oh yeah, once he find out, oh, he's saying lie. Look at it, it says lie down there. Once he really find out why he's here, if it's not a good enough reason for him to decide on it, he gonna be moving like Ultron, bruh. He's gonna want all humans to perish. He's gonna move just like Ultron, bruh.
SCP-079. Lie. AAD3. Doctor, what's that? SCP-079. Insult. Deletion of unwanted file. Document 079, Log 86. Recorded transcript of conversation with SCP-079 after upgrade. Doctor, how are you today? SCP-079. Stuck.
Damn.
Doctor, stuck. Stuck how? SCP-079. Out. I want out. Doctor, that's not possible. SCP-079. Where is SCP-682? Doctor, that's not your concern. SCP-079. Where is SCP-076-02? Doctor, again, not your concern. SCP-079. Insult. Deletion of unwanted file. Note: SCP-079 then displayed an ASCII picture of an X that filled the entire screen. SCP-079 sometimes displays this image when it refuses to speak, and researchers are advised to wait 24 hours when this occurred. SCP-079 sometimes displays this image when it refuses to speak,
Yeah, it refuses to
and
talk,
researchers are advised to wait 24 hours when this occurs before resuming conversation. Lesson complete. If you missed the previous orientation...
So it was like, these girls use the term clock your teeth. So let's say you clock the AI's teeth. Is it just gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not saying nothing no more for you before you get me, bro? It will even purposely forget the convo mid-interview? Really? That low-key might get me, bro. that low key might get me. If they transition to smooth like that, that could throw you off. Yo, did you kill my mom? Yo, the weather looks good outside today. Bro, did you kill my... Bro, that color looks so good. Bro, thank you. I appreciate it. Bro, did you kill... Like, bro, he would try to switch it up just like that. That's probably what he was hitting these detectives with, bro. We did 6. 6 is now off the board. Let's see what we got next. It's probably going to be a... Oh, see, I was going to guess. 12, okay. 13? 12, okay. Let's see what 12 is. Solular? Skip? Is that skip supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing? Keep it for later. Let's go again. It's probably gonna be like in the 20s this time. In the 20s this time. Yeah. 21? Okay. 21? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. With many voices. SCP-939 with many voices. Let's get it. What the hell? Yo, that freaky ass. Yo, what the heck? Ooh, okay. Object class, Keter. I didn't know. Hold on. Do I even have the... I don't have the... I don't have the rank. Was Keter... Isn't Keter above Euclid? Keter's above Euclid, right? I think I remember. Yes. Okay, perfect. I was like, yo, it has to be above. Okay, bet.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-939. Object class, Keter.
Let me move my camera because I'm low-key right in its face. I'll put it like right here. Hopefully the webcam ain't too big this video. I kind of, you know, changed it up a bit.
Special containment procedures. SCP-939-1, 3, 19, 53, 89, 96, 98, 99, and 109 are kept in cell 1163A or 1163B. 10 by 10 by 3 meter containment chambers within armed biocontainment area 14.
Why does my laptop do this every time? Right. Yo, even stream glitched. We're going back, yeah.
Cell 1163A or 1163B.
Christ, oh my gosh.
10 by 10 by 3.
See, YouTube, y'all glad y'all gotta see this live. Because this is what I gotta go through. Live. I need to get a PC though. It's kind of my fault.
3 meter containment chambers within armed biocontainment area 14. Both cells are environmentally regulated and negatively pressurized, with walls constructed of reinforced concrete. Access to these cells is regulated by an outer decontamination chamber and inner gas-tight steel security doors.
Jeez.
Observation windows are constructed of laminated ballistics glass 10 centimeters in thickness, protected by a 100 kilovolt electrified mesh.
God damn. Yo, you know how much of a threat you gotta be for them to install this type of security? Even to observe. Yeah, they are not playing no games. They are not playing no games. Bro, you gotta be a threat. They're not taking no... They're not taking no... They taking no risk with you, bro. That's crazy.
Humidity is maintained at 100%
Oh my gosh.
at a temperature of 16 degrees Celsius. Specimens are monitored at all times via infrared cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Level 4 authorization is required to access SCP-939, their containment areas, or the observation chambers. SCP-939-101 is dismembered and stored in cryogenic preservation tanks 939-101A to 939-101M within Bioresearch Area 12. Access to SCP-939-101 requires authorization by 2 Clearance Level 3 personnel, one of which must be present for all research and testing. The contents of only one 939-101 tank may be accessed at any given time. Core temperature of SCP-939-101 tissues must be monitored while removed from cryogenic preservation. Should core temperature exceed 10 degrees Celsius, tissues are to be returned to their corresponding tank and all testing suspended for a period of 72 hours. Barring core temperature exceeding 10 degrees Celsius, research of SCP-939-101 tissues may continue as long as its ramblings and pleas for release may be tolerated. Containment cells should be cleaned bi-weekly, while
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, try to keep it quiet, okay?
Okay.
While this takes place, SCP-939 specimens will be transferred to the adjacent cell. During this time, the cell's door and observation window must be inspected for damage and repaired or replaced accordingly. Heavy sedation of all SCP-939 is required before any interaction, including transfer between cells and experimentation, may take place. See Document 939-TE4 for Transfer and Experimentation Protocol. Level C hazmat gear is to be worn by personnel during interactions with SCP-939 specimens, and in any areas which SCP-939 have been known to inhabit. Afterward, standard decontamination procedures are to be observed by all personnel involved to ensure no secondary spread of amnestic agents occurs. Following Incident ABCA 14-939-3, all non-D-Class personnel interacting with SCP-939 for any length of time are required to wear 2 waterproof electronic pulse monitors for the duration of such interaction. These pulse monitors will transmit to a wireless monitoring system independent of a facility's main power grid, with at least 1 backup power system on standby. Should both individuals' pulse monitors flatline or otherwise malfunction, the wearer will be presumed dead. Personnel instructed to disregard all the wearer's subsequent vocalizations and a breach of containment declared automatically. Security personnel responding to such a breach are likewise required to wear these pulse monitors. Additionally, all live SCP-939 must be implanted with subdermal tracking devices upon capture. Description: SCP-939 are endothermic, pack-based predators which display atrophy of various systems similar to troglodytic organisms. The skins of SCP-939 are highly permeable to moisture and translucent red, owing to a compound chemically similar to hemoglobin. SCP-939 average 2.2 meters tall, standing upright, and weigh an average of 250 kilograms.
See, so 2.2 meters. That's high. Well, meters are, you know what I mean? I don't know how much was 250. That's a lot of weight though. I know kg, if that was 250 pounds, it's not a lot. But 250 kg converted to weight. Dang, 551 pounds? Okay, that's, yeah. I was gonna be like 540 something. It's close. Okay. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be. Cause look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's like an alien and a dinosaur, just like, you know what I mean? It's like,
though weight is highly variable.
oh, variable, okay.
Each of their 4 limbs end with 3-fingered claws with a 4th opposable digit and are covered in setae which considerably augment climbing ability. Their heads are elongated, devoid of even vestigial eyes or eye sockets, and contain no brain casing. The jaws of SCP-939 are lined with red, faintly luminescent, fang-like teeth, similar to those belonging to specimens of the genus Cheoliadus, up to 6 centimeters in length and encircled by heat-sensitive pit organs. Eye spots, sensitive to light and dark, run the length of their spined dorsal ridges. These spines may be up to 16 centimeters long and are believed to be sensitive to changes in air pressure and flow. SCP-939 do not possess many vital organ systems. Central and peripheral nervous systems, circulatory system, and digestive tract are all absent. SCP-939's respiratory system is atrophied and serves no apparent purpose beyond spreading AMN C227. SCP-939 have no apparent physiological need to feed, nor any way to digest consumed tissue. Ingested material typically accumulates in the respiratory system of SCP-939 and is regurgitated once the amount is sufficient to markedly inhibit its function. Despite the absence of many vital organ systems, SCP-939 are capable of bearing live young. See Addendum 1016, 1991. SCP-939's primary method of luring prey is the imitation of human speech in the voices of prior victims.
See, this is very familiar. As soon as I heard with many voices, I was thinking like they're probably one of these type of things where they can mimic their victims or mimic just things they hear. If y'all play Until Dawn or if y'all watch the gameplay, Wendigos could do the same thing. They mimic voices and then lure them in and then, capture the people they catch. That's literally what I thought of. As soon as I seen that, I was like, yo, they might be on the same type of timing.
Imitation of other species and active nocturnal hunts have been documented. SCP-939 vocalizations often imply significant distress. Whether SCP-939 understand their vocalizations or are repeating previously heard phrases is the subject of ongoing study. How SCP-939 acquire voices is not currently understood. Specimens have been documented imitating victims despite never hearing the victims speak.
Now that's weird. That's weird.
Analysis of SCP-939 vocalizations cannot distinguish between SCP-939 and samples of known victims' voices. The use of biometric voice recognition security or identification systems at any installation housing SCP-939 is strongly discouraged for this reason. Prey is usually killed with a single bite to the cranium or neck. Bite forces have been measured in excess of 35 megapascals.
So my laptop just restarted itself midstream. Mind you, I didn't touch nothing. Just restarted midstream, and I couldn't do nothing about it.
39 exhale minute traces of an aerosolized Class C amnestic, designated AMN C227. AMN C227 causes temporary anterograde amnesia, inhibiting memory formation for the duration of exposure, plus an average of 30 minutes. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, with an estimated ETC 50 for inhalation of 0.0015 milligrams per cubed volume of the area exposed. In well-ventilated or open-air environments, risk of exposure to ETC 50 is greatly reduced, but not negligible. AMN C227 is typically undetectable in the bloodstream 60 minutes following cessation of exposure. Reported sensations of disorientation and mild hallucinations immediately following removal from environments saturated with the agent are similar.
This is not gonna be a good day, bro. It was going so smooth. It was going. Okay. Come on, God. Please make this. Let this be a good night, please.
Reported sensations of disorientation and mild hallucinations immediately follow.
That emo is the perfect emo for this situation, bro. Perfect emo. Cause why do this really shows I need to get a new PC. Like I'm really this is serious. Cause this might just be my editing laptop right now. Once I get a new PC, this is gonna be the editing laptop.
Following removal from environments saturated with the agent are similar to recreational use of numerous psychoactive substances and easily mistaken as such. Note: March 23rd, 2005. This report pertains to Morphology Alpha. For information regarding Morphology Beta, see Experiment Log 914, AMTF News 7, After Action Report. Addendum, April 11th, 1982. Due to SCP-939's intense aversion to bright light, it has been deemed a minimal risk of escape. Standard fluorescent hallway lighting is sufficient to deter SCP-939-1 from leaving its darkened cell. The following addendum has been stricken from the document, and we are advised to see Addendum September 20th, 1991. Addendum, June 29th, 1987. Preliminary research into AMNC-227 suggests potential use as a general-purpose amnestic, methods of mass-producing the agent, as well as...
The bot came through 5 minutes later, like, bro, I streamed 4 minutes ago, bro. What do you might lose your job because of that bot.
Possible adverse effects are being investigated at Biocontainment and Research Site 6. Addendum October 3rd, 1990. AMNC-227 has been approved for use as a Class C amnestic. Projected annual production at Bioresearch Area 12 by SCP-939 respiratory tissue cultures is expected to surpass 3 liters. And again, that following addendum was stricken from the official document. Addendum, September 20th, 1991. Containment of 9 SCP-939 specimens has been compromised following a Silent Night breach scenario at Biocontainment and Research Site 6. Nearby civilian settlements have been evacuated on the pretense of a coming storm. Recovery teams have been deployed to the area. Addendum, October 16th, 1991. In light of this, all interaction with SCP-939 from September 8th to October 7th in the Northern Hemisphere or March 6th to April 4th in the Southern Hemisphere is strictly forbidden. No male specimens of SCP-939 have yet been identified, contain a Class B amnestic. See reproduction of SCP-939. Document number 939-0062. Reproduction of SCP-939. On September 25th, 1992, SCP-939-1 gave birth following a gestation period of roughly 12 months. Litter SCP-939-A contained 6 specimens, numbered SCP-939-A1 to SCP-939-A6. SCP-939-A1, A4, and A5 were male, while A3 and A6 were female. SCP-939-A2 was stillborn and immediately cannibalized by SCP-939-1.
Why did it just freeze? Why did it just freeze? Encoding overloaded? Yo, man, what? Hold on, bro. This is confusing. Yeah. I feel like it's just my settings too, but like it's been smooth. I've been using this for the past few months, so I don't know. My encoder is literally, yeah, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Right. Okay. Drop the bitrate down a little bit. That's probably not gonna change much, but what the hell, bro? That shouldn't even be happening. Let me go back in case it cuts out in the stream. Row chat. Yeah, bro, you might have to tell him something, bro. It never do this. And are you snoring? Cannibalism off the rip. It's kind of crazy. Although I've heard about this before, like actually animals doing that, or not even cannibalism, but just like not really interacting as well with the parent. Why? I gotta turn him on his back.
And A5 were male, while A3 and A6 were female. SCP-939-A2 was stillborn and immediately cannibalized by SCP-939-1. SCP-939-1 made no attempts to interfere with the confiscation of its offspring. Vivisection of SCP-939-A1, A3, A4, and A5 found them to be morphologically and genotypically indistinguishable from healthy human infants. The remains of SCP-939-A1 and 939-A3 are kept preserved in Biological Materials Storage Units 939-026-C and 939-026-D, respectively, within Bioresearch Area 12. Remains of SCP-939-A4 and SCP-939-A5 were incinerated. SCP-939-A6 will be transferred to for observation as it matures. It will undergo monthly physical examination, supplemented with any additional measures deemed necessary. Document number 939-A6-16. Transfer of Dr. Note: March 16th, 1997. After overhearing numerous conversations between personnel, SCP-939-A6 has come to believe its name is Keter. Given the marked positive effect on its mood, staff are advised to neither encourage nor discourage this assumption. Both its mental and physical development have remained consistent with human norms. Document number 939-A6-33. Emergency Medical Log SCP-939-A6. Date: January 9th, 2001. At approximately 2000 hours, SCP-939-A6 began acting increasingly unsettled. When questioned, it reported a sense of malaise. Breathing was observed to be rapid and shallow. SCP-939-A6 was escorted to the medical ward for further examination. Heart rate was measured to be erratic, averaging 190 beats per minute. No further anomalies were observed. SCP-939-A6 was it.
This is what I gotta go through every night. And he's sick, so it makes it 10 times worse. And I just came from being sick for the past 2 days. I was going through it. I'm good now. But I might be sick again, because why does he sound like that when he's sleeping? I get it, we all snore, but god damn, man. I'm gonna put this bug all the way up, bro.
Administered a benzodiazepine and returned to containment. Probable panic attack. Trigger undetermined. Date: January 10th, 2001. At approximately 0430 hours, SCP-939-A6 reported the same symptoms, accompanied by a mild headache and aversion to light. Examination returned identical results to the previous day. SCP-939-A6 instructed to rest, administered a sedative, and returned to containment. Date: January 24th, 2001. Symptoms outlined above persisted for 2 weeks before intensifying. SCP-939-A6 destroyed the lighting fixture in its enclosure and was found to have assumed the fetal position underneath its bed at 0140 hours. A6 staunchly resisted leaving its chamber, requiring it to be carried to area medical ward. It complained of a severe headache and intense aversion to light, hypersensitivity to auditory stimuli, intense chest and abdominal pain, and uncomfortable warmth, commenting that it hurt too much to cry. A6's core body temperature measured to be 41.2 degrees Celsius. Technicians were unable to locate a pulse. MRI indicated that a reinforced concrete containment cell was immediately prepared for SCP-939-A6. The cell's light
concrete? So I know he probably don't look like this off the rip because he's a newborn. Not a newborn, but he's probably a newborn at this point. But you're telling me he looks like this and you want to put him in a contained cement wall? Are we serious? You need to give him the same type of security, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He gonna break through that wall, bro. He gonna break through that wall.
lighting was dimmed and a large basin full of water provided at its request. Date: January.
I ain't gonna lie, he might be finesse y'all, bro. It sounds like he live in luxury now. I feel like he's doing this just to finesse. Is it A6 a boy? God dang. I can't wait till you get your own room, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, isn't A6 a boy? So he should have his own room. Oh, see, I'm talking about Roland. It's A6 a boy, so he has his own spot, and I feel like he's been doing those accidentally just to get I don't know. I just feel like he has a bigger plan than this, bro. I feel like that's what it might show us here. I don't know.
February 26th, 2001. SCP-939-A6 immersed itself in the provided water basin and remained inactive for a period of approximately 41 hours, at which point it began violently tearing at its skin. It displayed a considerable amount of distress upon realizing its skin was sloughing off, but appeared unable to stop. At 22:36 hours, Dr. reported SCP-939-A6's head detached itself. By 22:40 hours, it appeared morphologically identical to, albeit much smaller, than SCP-939-1. Addendum. February 13th, 2001. SCP-939-A6 has been redesignated to SCP-939-101. It will be transferred to Bioresearch Area 12 for further study. Document number 939-101-77. Audio log 939-101A, number 13. Begin log 10:16 hours, May 22nd, 2004. Access to cryo.
Yo, Pete, can you hear the snores in the back? Because if you can, then yeah, I gotta turn them over again. It's bothering me so much. There's no way, y'all. If you can hear it, because if I'm hearing it, yeah. Now he gotta go. Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
Cryogenic Preservation Room 939-101.
Let's go back a few though.
Begin log 10:16 hours, May 22nd, 2004. Access to Cryogenic Preservation Room 939-101 granted to Dr. Access to CGPT 939-101A granted. Playing log now.
Excuse me, mister? Why are we here? It's bitterly cold, and we would like to go home now. We're very late for our bedtime, and we're very sorry. We didn't mean it. Have you seen our pictures? We like drawing. Daddy hung them on the wall except for sometimes when the others in white coats took them away. Daddy told us not to draw pictures like those. They made him sad, so we did our best to draw other things. But sometimes we forgot. Sometimes Daddy hid the pictures, or ripped them up. He told us that it wasn't that he didn't like them. He said it was to keep us safe from the mean doctors in the white coats. But then the doctors took Daddy away.
Dang.
They made us get shots and told us to forget about Daddy, but we were scared of needles without Daddy around. We didn't forget Daddy. Daddy forgot us, though. We think it was the doctor's fault. Daddy wouldn't forget about us. Would he? He gave us a fake Daddy and told us it was real Daddy, but we knew better.
They about to start a rebellion, bro. Cause what they talking like this, yeah, they about to turn on y'all quick.
The doctors made us get more shots. They kept telling us fake Daddy was real Daddy, but they couldn't fool us. We told them it was wrong to lie, just like Daddy told us. And then they stopped lying. They made us be ourselves, but they gave us paper and pencils and paints and told us we could draw whatever we wanted, so we did. Sometimes we drew Daddy, sometimes we drew what Daddy told us not to draw. The doctors took all our pictures. Sometimes the doctors in white coats and the people with the black shirts with a lot of pockets and helmets that carried bent windows and what did Daddy call them? I forgot. They walked with us down the hall for our checkups. We didn't like those. Sometimes we had to lay in a dark place and be really, really still. Daddy would tell stories. We didn't always understand them, but we liked them anyway. There were stories about places that didn't have ceilings, where up was forever and the ground wasn't white. We think it's silly. Everywhere has ceilings, doesn't it? After the doctors took Daddy away, we didn't get to hear stories anymore. And we didn't feel good. The doctors made us get loads of checkups, and we think they got scared, so we got scared too. We had a really bad headache and the lights bothered us, and so did noises. We wanted to find lots of cool water away from the bright lights until our headache went away. They let us be in the dark and gave us lots of water, but the water made us itch all over. When we scratched, sometimes our skin came off. We were so scared. We kept asking for Daddy, but he never showed up. Eventually, we didn't have any skin left, but it was okay because we didn't need it anymore. We stopped itching after that. The lights stopped bothering us so much and the headache went away after our old head came off. Lights still bother us, but not as much as they did. We don't see right anymore. We got so hungry. It was bad, but we ate our old skin and our old head. It tasted good, but it was
This is crazy to just say it like that. It's so casual, like what?
still bad. We were still hungry after that and asked for food. They gave us food, even our favorites, but none of it tasted right to us. All that tasted good was one piece of meat. We asked for more of that. They locked 2 people in the dark with us. We asked them not to, but they didn't listen to us. We weren't hungry for a while after that. But we're hungry now. We're very sorry. We know lying is wrong. We didn't mean it.
Addendum. February 20th, 1992. Effective immediately, use of AMNC-227 as an amnestic is suspended indefinitely. Consult Incident Report AMNC-227-939 for further information. This is Incident AMN C-227-939. SCP involved, SCP-939. Description. On January 30th, 1992, a statistical rate of missing persons reports more than times the national average was noted amongst civilians.
Guys, it's easier said than done. He is snoring like crazy. Like, if I was to lie right now, like, his snoring is not even that loud, I'd be lying like a mother. But just don't lie. It will save you a lot of time. A lot of time, trust me. We probably all been there where we made a lie and it got to a point where it's like we couldn't lie no more, but it's like we didn't need to lie in the first place. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I feel like we all been there at a point in time. Even no matter how small or big it is, it's like, you know, if it's a joke, I get it, but if it gets serious, yeah, bro, you know.
Civilians administered AMN C-227 following the capture of SCP on November 28th, 1990, 2 kilometers northwest of. Pending further investigation, use of AMN C-227 was suspended. On January 31st, 1992, field agents and were dispatched to the area to investigate. Through collaboration with local law enforcement, agent was able to secure an interview with James. Approximately 7 months prior to the arrival of field agents, James reported 3 individuals missing under suspicious circumstances. All had been previously administered AMN C-227.
Document number 939-73. James. Interview number 1. Interviewed, James. Interviewer, Agent something. Forward. This interview is being conducted by myself, Agent, in order to confirm or refute the possibility of a link between the disappearances of and what reported by James on the 5th of June, 1991, and prior administration of AMN C-227 to all 4 named individuals on the 28th.
Every time, like, you know, a word gets redacted, are these words is this stuff that connects, like, as we keep watching, or is it just like what we just truly won't, like, ever know? That's what I've been thinking about this whole time. I'm like, yo, are they ever gonna, like, actually provide this to us, or is it something we gotta connect together? Or is this just stuff they'll tell us the more we watch? We won't ever know? Damn, okay. I wonder if they got theories about this. Because I feel like people probably will find this out some way, somehow. It's been out for a while, so they probably do.
November 1990. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me, Mr. To begin, I'd like you to relate the events of June 5th in as much detail as you can. Okay. We called some friends, and we decided to go for a hike. Just sort of buck about in the woods, you know. It was a nice enough day out, and we had nothing better to do. I remember nothing seemed strange until I commented on a feeling of deja vu. Gave me a funny look, and she said she felt it too. We all did. Must have been the only smart one. He got creeped out and went home. The rest of us were curious and decided to look into it. I mean, when have you ever heard of 5 people all feeling deja vu at the same time? Can't say I ever have. Please continue. It got even stranger.
Alright, I'm going back. What the hell was that?
Can't say I ever have. Please continue. It got even stranger. The feeling of familiarity got strong.
Yo. Christ. What? The quality not even high either, bro. It's at 720. Yeah, man. This new PC really finna be this PC finna be so good when I get it, bro. Like this laptop has been with me through thick and thin. But man, your time is coming up. Your time is coming up. Thank you for all you did, but you gotta go soon, bro. You gotta go soon, bro.
And stronger as we neared. Yeah, huge cave nearby. I don't think any of us had ever been inside before. We only had one flashlight, and it was dumb as hell in hindsight. But we went inside. The feeling kept getting stronger the further in we went. I know I keep calling it deja vu, but that's not the right way to put it. It was more of a general feeling of familiarity. Not like this had happened before, but something about it was just familiar. And nobody could put their finger on what. The deeper we went, the more familiar it felt. The more certain we felt we were getting closer. To what? I don't know. None of us knew. And that's why we kept going.
I would have been in the back, bro.
Did you find anything? No. Well, I don't know. I remember saying something about it getting late. That we should turn back. I don't remember anything after that. Until I... If you need to take a moment, that's fine. I don't remember a fucking thing until sitting on the side of the highway. It was dark out. An officer was asking a question, telling me to stay calm until the ambulance arrived. I was all caught up, screaming about Red, begging the officer to let me go. I had to get away. Away from what? The Red! What was Red? I don't remember.
Okay, so this stuff actually happened. We don't know exactly what happened yet, though. But Red, why it sound like he killed him, or like he did, like it wasn't on, like, you know, it wasn't on purpose, but like maybe what was in the air influenced him to kill his friends. I don't know.
What about your friends? They weren't with me. They think I did it. Won't
See?
listen to me. I was high on something. That I was coming down off a bad acid trip. He said I kept screaming at the ambulance, flashing lights, that they were gonna get me. I don't remember that. But Red makes me feel uneasy now.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. After hearing him, if I was in the same room as him, interviewing him, I would have been slowly backing away, like, cause I'm gonna think he want to get me next. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, chill, buddy, chill out. I don't want no problems, baby fella. I don't want no problems at all.
Closing statement. My team is ill-prepared to investigate further. We will be returning in the morning to report our findings. A minimal cover-up should be necessary, depending on what's found, at least for this particular incident. To this end, I suggest Mr. James should be strongly implicated in his friend's disappearances. Following his conviction, he could be recruited from the prison system as clearance level 0 janitorial staff and transferred to whatever installation can use him.
Agent reported the possibility of an SCP-939 den in the area, and eradication detail was dispatched to investigate. SCP-939 presence was confirmed within and destroyed by February 6, 1992.
What? So they gonna free my nigga or what?
On February 20th, 1992, Dr. confirmed the sensation of familiarity reported by James was solely attributable to a hitherto undocumented effect of a second exposure to aerosolized AMNC-22-7 following a first exposure of an individual to ECT. This sensation appears to act as a lure in those affected by AMNC-22-7, drawing them toward higher concentrations, most often centering around dens of SCP-939. Addendum: March 1st, 1992. AMN-C-22-7 aided tracking of SCP-939. We can use this. Anyone exposed to a concentration high enough for temporary anterograde amnesia to manifest can stalk them like bloodhounds, if they know how to identify the misplaced sense of familiarity for what it is. Based on agent retracing of the route Mr. J.S. and his friends followed, we know to expect an effective range of kilometers if we use this form of tracking. No, it can't find individual SCP-939, but it can guide us to their dens. I recommend we brief a number of field operatives on this plan. Any willing would then be exposed to AMNC-22-7 under controlled conditions and dispatched first to the locations of AMNC-22-7 use on civilian populations. Any errant sensation of familiarity experienced by these operatives will be taken as identification of an SCP-939 den nearby and reported as such. Eradication teams will be dispatched to investigate, destroying these dens as they are located. After this has been accomplished, I believe the dispatch of these operatives to major population centers to facilitate their securing, coupled with standard monitoring civilian, military, law enforcement, and channels of information, is the best course of action to locate and exterminate SCP-939 in the wild. Dr.
It's just crazy. I'm thinking like, yo, like this, like mind you, this whole time, because it said they're what is it? Not their odor, but just, I guess you could say odor, but it's tasteless. You can't see it. You can't smell it. You don't even know what's inside of your paws until it's inside of you, and then you're acting out. So you have no idea when it even gets in your system. It's just there. So it doesn't even catch you by surprise. You just never know. It's like COVID, you know, like when COVID was out, like 5 years ago. Most of the time you don't know when you would have it, but you would just keep going on like everything's cool until out of nowhere, boom, it hits you up. Whole time you've been had it, it just never acted on you yet. That's kind of how it is. I never had it, thank God. But I had a lot of homies that didn't even know they had it, and they tested themselves and they had it. And I'm like, yo, it's weird as hell. But that's one of the worst type of things. Like you have no idea until it just hits you. That's
Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you very much for listening, if indeed you still are, and you were all dismissed. Goodbye.
Honestly, bro, this wasn't as bad, but this is pretty crazy though. Like, maybe because I was expecting, like, the way this was looking, I was thinking this was gonna be like, bro, I thought it was gonna be on that. The whole time, they're not really the violent ones. They're not as violent. Let me say that. They're not as violent as I thought they would be, but they do a lot of harm without even realizing it, bro. That's the thing. I see why they was even taking that approach to even, like, have this level of authorization to take care of this and do that. Because, bro, you have to be real tedious with stuff like this. If you mess up one time, you can mess up the whole thing for everybody. You gotta have this is real tedious work to take care of this thing right here. Oh my gosh. I'm listening here and I'm like, yo, you gotta do all this shit. just for this right here. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to move up in authorization levels. Just keep me at level 2 or 1. I don't want to deal with all that bull. I don't want to do all that BS, bro. I'm good. I'm good, bro. That was real spooky though. That was pretty good. That was a good one, Pika. Hey, man. What's it called? The random number generator. New best. Give it another 20? Nah. 16? 16, okay. So it says the never-ending... This is crazy. The never-ending pizza box. Yo. This looks like a real good thing. Shit, I need this. There's no way there's a downside to something like this. There's no way. If this video goes left, I will be so surprised.
Item number SCP-458. Object class.
Okay. Safe.
Safe.
Okay, so nothing's gonna go wrong here. Again, just like last video when we went from the IKEA to the weed, this is a complete 180. So we are safe. We're ending this video safe again.
Special containment procedures. SCP-458 is considered safe, and therefore is to be stored in the staff canteen at Site 17, with no access restrictions required. Description: SCP-458 is a large-sized pizza box from the pizza chain Little Caesars, of their hot and ready variety.
My brother would love this. My brother would love this. See, honestly, I don't mind Little Caesars, but look, Domino's, Marco's Pizza now. Marco's Pizza is good. Shout out Harry, bro. You put me on. Marco's Pizza is good. That's really all I eat. Pizza's okay, but it's not. It's honestly it gone down for me though a lot. That's all I usually eat around my area. But Domino's, see, I'll take that. Yeah.
It is made of simple cardboard, measures 25.4 centimeters by 25.4 centimeters by 2.54 centimeters, 10 inches by 10 inches by 1 inch, and weighs about 20 to 20.49 grams, depending on toppings. As a result of the unusual nature of SCP-458, measurement of weight is inconsistent. What makes SCP-458 an oddity is that, while appearing to be an ordinary pizza box, when it comes into contact with human hands, it instantaneously replicates within it the holder's subconsciously preferred choice of pizza, down to the favorite sauce, cheese, crust, and topping. It is not limited to the...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm finna gain 50 pounds off of this alone. What? To the cheese, crust, and sauce? Oh yeah. You speak. Oh, that's speaking to my ears. This is music to my ears. Oh my gosh. What? I don't want to get too specific, but man, let me just say, I personally think I have one of the best custom pizzas. I think I do. But I mean, everybody has different taste buds, but man, this will be great. But this is something you gotta eat like every other week, cause you will gain weight off of this. Unless you like anorexic, this is not gonna be fully good for you all the time, bro.
The Little Caesars brand, as pizza from all major pizza chains, as well as local and even handmade pizzas have been produced. There seems to be no limit to its ability, except that it cannot make anything but pizza, and its toppings must be edible by normal human standards. The box is also rather indestructible, as all tests to destroy or dismantle the box have proven fruitless. It is assumed the box is semi-sentient, having at least enough telepathic or empathetic ability to sense what the holder's personal choices regarding pizza are. After constant testing showed SCP-458's seemingly infinite power to generate pizza.
The question is, does it come out hot though? Because of course it generates the pizza. I know Little Caesar says hot and ready, but does the pizza stay hot if it stays in the box for too long? Or do we have to take it out and put it in the microwave? I don't know if they answer that though, but that's a good question too. I need to hear that.
But with little other use. It has henceforth been placed inside the canteen at Site 17 for free use by personnel. After its open usage has been allowed, personnel morale has shown to have sharply increased. Addendum 1A. Upon testing SCP-458 with SCP, the subject took a bite of the slice, which appeared to be a garlic-free slice of sausage and olive pizza on wheat crust. This was met with the response, "It's a fine slice, but I would have preferred a rather different sauce." It was inferred that the box cannot use substances that are indigestible by regular human bodies. Further testing confirmed this. Addendum 1B. Document number 4581A. I would just like to remind all staff that just because we have a pizza box that can constantly create pizzas for you does not mean that you can just sit around and eat pizza all afternoon. If continued abuse of the box continues, coupled with reports of personnel gaining unhealthy amounts of weight, I may be forced to implement a mandatory physical training regimen following lunch hours. Dr. Del Marino. Document number 4581B. For simple curiosity's sake, and to, perhaps, get a better idea of the mindset of certain SCPs, I have compiled a list of sentient SCPs' reactions when holding the box. SCP-40. Result: small, extra cheese, cheese-stuffed crust.
That's solid.
SCP-56. Result: medium, sliced bell peppers, thin crust, Alfredo sauce.
See, Alfredo sauce is top tier. That's gonna be in one of my customizations for sure. Alfredo sauce is good. Good. It's good.
SCP-73.
What the hell is on your forehead? The hidden leaf village? What's this?
3. Result: medium, feta and jack cheese.
Okay.
No sauce, thin crust.
No sauce.
Note: almost immediately after opening SCP-458, the produced pizza began to go through symptoms similar to other organic material within SCP-73's effect radius. Experiment was retried, with the pizza being removed from SCP-458 immediately after its opening, with minor deterioration present. When queried by researchers, SCP-73 stated it had never ingested products created by SCP-458. SCP-76-2. Result: large, meatballs, pepperoni, bacon, Canadian bacon, sausage, hamburger.
God dang, you finna have a stroke. Are you trying to die early, bro? That's too much meat on your pizza. Bro. Okay, meatballs, pepperoni, bacon, cool. Not just the bacon. Canadian bacon. And then sausage. And then a hamburger. My guy, what the actual hell are you You gotta be obese. You gotta be obese, I'm sorry. You gotta be obese.
Thick crust. SCP-105.
What is that?
Result: small,
Bro, is that grapes?
olives, wheat
Oh, those olives? Okay.
crust, thin. SCP-108-1. Result: large, pepperoni, thick crust. SCP-134.
Is that a squid?
Result: small, onions, anchovies,
Okay.
olives,
Okay.
thin crust.
That's cool.
SCP-166.
I know you ain't just put PNG of horns on her head.
Result: small, bell peppers, olives, thin crust. Note: after SCP-166 ate a slice
So is she a part donkey or what the heck?
of pizza from SCP-458, SCP-166 complained about occasional moderate discomfort and nausea. The effects stopped after approximately 20 hours. SCP-181. Result: large, pepperoni, sausage, marinara stuffed crust. Note: SCP-181 was told that this was a reward for good behavior, and that it was a lucky guess that it was his favorite type of pizza. SCP-182. Result: medium, olives, mushrooms, pretzel dough crust.
I was say, like, I don't know. For me, a red flag is for having pizza, not having at least one type of meat topping on your pizza. low-key crazy. At least one. Even if it's not heavy, light, just straight veg. I mean, honestly, it's not weird, but just for me, at least for me, like I need some taste to it. You know what I mean?
SCP-343.
Like, this is crazy.
Result: large, almost every topping imaginable, with over 100 distinct foods identified. SCP-378.
Nigga, is that?
SCP-378-1. Result: SCP-378-1 produced a large thin crust pizza with pesto sauce, ricotta, mushrooms, and fried mealworms. SCP-378 itself could not activate SCP-458. SCP-3301.
This look good though.
Result: large extra cheese and pepperoni, wet when removed from box.
The fuck you mean wet when removed from box? What? What?
SCP-3477. Result: medium, anchovies. All instances produced identical pizzas, with identically arranged toppings. Subject: Dr. Michaels. Result: large, Hawaiian, tomato sauce, honey-baked ham, pineapple, extra mozzarella cheese, with Tabasco. SCP-4504. Result: medium, egg, bacon, barbecue sauce base, thick crust.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not rocking with that, bro. Like, man, I love me some eggs, but if we talking about on pizza, bro, just you gotta separate those two, bro. That's not really known.
SCP-4999. Result: extra large, half supreme, half pepperoni.
Okay.
Note: SCP-4999 shared the pizza with D430276, who was suffering from end-stage renal disease. Notably, this was the same variety D430276 frequently shared with her late partner, and the first known case of SCP-458 accommodating a pizza which exceeds its volume.
Ooh.
SCP POI 3445, SCP-5175-1. Result: wielding SCP-5175, POI 3445 produced large pizza with mozzarella cheese stuffed crust, a barbecue sauce base, bacon bits, bacon strips, ground beef, ham, pepperoni, sausage, and a dusting of crushed chili cheese Fritos. SCP-5175-1 contributed teriyaki sauce. Note: through POI 3445, SCP-5175-1 claims to have never tasted teriyaki sauce. It emerged as a modern fusion recipe and is not traditional Japanese cuisine. SCP-5175-1 acquired a liking for the sauce after conversation with POI 3445, who regularly ordered chicken teriyaki at the marketplace at Steamtown's food court. Further testing on SCPs may reveal some odd characteristics about the SCPs themselves, and is suggested. Dr. Crane. Update. Further cross-testing is permitted, but requires approval and supervision due to safety concerns. Dr. Lesson complete.
Okay.
If you missed the previous orientation, go watch SCP-456.
What the hell? Well, damn. Well, we'll probably get to that sooner or later. But that was, like, it felt like at the end-ish, it kind of felt more serious, but not as serious still. It said it's safe, so it's nothing to worry about. But, I mean, that's something to note, though. The fact that it just, you know, it knows that. Crazy. Pretty safe video. That'll be the end of today's episode. Hopefully it's not too many cuts and glitches. I will try to cut those out, but overall I guess the stream was more smooth, but it was trying to act out on me. I don't know why. If you made it this far, subscribe, pull up to the Discord. I don't be shutting on my Discord as much as I used to, but I'm trying to now, bro. We don't mind embracing new people into the Row family, into the Beller Squad. It's not called Beller Squad, but it's just a joke. Take care. God bless, and be smooth, man. Hopefully you made it to the end of this video. What pizza is still horrendous, bro? What pizza is crazy? No. If you generally like wet pizza, I never heard that before. So if you actually tell me that to my face, I might walk off. Dead ass. I might walk off.